Good morning, third graders. As you can see, I made a chart that's going to show us a good way to keep track of the questions that we're asking when we're reading books. So as you see, what I said here is good readers always ask questions, and that's the reason why is because it helps you understand what you read and make connections to other things that you've read in the past. So I'm going to show you what that looks like today, and then you're going to practice on your own. The book that I chose to read to you today is called One Fine Day by Nani Hagrogian. And this is one of my books from when I was a kid, and it's one of my favorite books actually too. And it's a really, really good book to ask questions about, which is why I picked it today. All right, good readers always ask questions before they start reading, so let me try doing that now. Well, I noticed the title says One Fine Day, and I'm wondering, why is it a fine day? Isn't it like a great day or a sad day or what? But it says one fine day. So I'm wondering, why is it a fine day? And I'm going to write that in here. And then I also wonder, I noticed that the fox has this kind of expression on his face. He looks really pleased with himself. So I'm wondering, why is the fox so pleased with himself? Let me write it on my chart. Okay, I've got two questions. I think I'm ready to start reading the book. One Fine Day by Nani Hagrogian. I'm going to take off the book cover so it's easier to read. One fine day, a fox traveled through a great forest. When he reached the other side, he was very thirsty. He saw a pail of milk that an old woman had set down while she gathered wood for her fire. Before she noticed the fox, he had lapped up most of the milk. I think lapping up means that he's drinking it. The woman became so angry that she grabbed her knife and chopped off his tail, and the fox began to cry. "Please, old woman, give me back my tail. Sew it in place or all my friends will laugh at me." "Give me back my milk," she said, "and I'll give you back your tail." I have a question about this page. I'm wondering, why does the fox think his friends are going to laugh at him? Because he lost his tail. I think that he would be feeling hurt or mad at the lady. But instead what he thinks is his friends are going to laugh at him. So I'm going to write that down as a question. Why does the fox think his friends will laugh at him? Let's keep reading and see if we find the answer to my question. So the fox dried his tears and went to find a cow. "Dear cow," he begged, "please give me some milk so I can give it to the old woman so she will sew my tail back in place." The cow replied, "I'll give you some milk if you bring me some grass." Uh-oh, looks like it's going to be kind of hard for the fox to get his tail back. The fox called to the field, "Oh, beautiful field, please give me some grass. I'll take it to the cow and she'll give me some milk. Then I'll take the milk to the old woman so she will sew my tail in place and I can return to my friends." The field called back, "Bring me some water." All right, well, I'm kind of noticing a pattern here. It seems like the fox is going to these different places and asking the cow in the field to give him some stuff, and they're like, well, you got to give me something first. So I have another question on this page. I'm wondering, how many places will the fox have to travel to get the stuff that he needs? Let me write my question down. How many places will the fox have to travel? Let's keep reading and see if we can find the answer. The fox ran to the stream and begged for some water, and the stream answered, "Bring me a jug." The fox found a fair maiden. "Sweet maiden," he said, "please give me your jug so I can fetch some water to give the field, to get some grass to feed the cow, to get some milk to give to the old woman, to sew my tail in place so I can return to my friends." The maiden smiled. "If you find a blue bead for me," she said, "I will give you my jug." Poor fox has a lot of things he has to get still. So the fox found a peddler. I wonder what a peddler is. I'm going to write that question down. What is a peddler? Let me keep reading and see if I find out. The fox found a peddler and said, "There is a pretty maiden down the road, and if you give me one blue bead for her, she'll be pleased with you and pleased with me. Then she'll give me her jug so I can fetch some water to give the field, to get some grass, to feed the cow, to get some milk, to give to the old woman, to sew my tail back in place." But the peddler was not taken in by the promise of a pretty smile or the cleverness of the fox, and he replied, "Pay me an egg, and I'll give you a bead." So I can see in the picture the peddler has got like a donkey and a bunch of bags. Maybe he's selling things? I don't know. I might look that up later. The fox went off and found a hen. "Hen, please, dear hen, please give me an egg to give to the peddler in payment for the bead, to get the jug, to fetch the water, to give the field, to get some grass, to feed the cow, to get the milk that I must give the old woman in return for my tail." The hen clucked, "I'll trade you an egg for some grain." Oh no, poor fox. He's not looking so happy about himself anymore, I think. The fox was getting desperate, and when he found the miller, he began to cry. "Oh, kind miller, please give me a little grain. I have to trade it for the egg, to pay the peddler, to get the blue bead, to give the maiden in return for her jug, to fetch the water, to give the field, to get the grass, to feed the cow, to get the milk, to give the old woman, so she'll sew my tail back in place, or all my friends will laugh at me." Boy, I sure hope that miller will give him the grain. The miller was a good man, and he felt sorry for the fox. So he gave him the grain to give to the hen to get the egg, to pay the peddler to get the bead. So they got the grain to give the hen to get the egg, to give to the miller to get the bead, to give to the maiden to get the jug, to fetch the water, to water the field, to get the grass, to feed the cow, to get the milk, to give to the old woman to get his tail back. The fox returned to the old woman and gave her the milk. Then she carefully sewed his tail back in place. He looks happy on that page. And off he ran to join his friends on the other side of the forest. The end. All right, I still have some questions even though I finished reading the book. I'm wondering, well, the fox kept talking about his friends. Why aren't his friends in the story? Like, what were his friends doing? I'm gonna write that down. What were his friends doing this whole time? And I'm also wondering, like, the whole reason that the fox got his tail cut off in the first place was because he drank all the milk that actually belonged to somebody else. So I'm wondering, does the fox feel bad about what he did? Let me write that one down too. All right, that's it for today, third graders. So your job now is to do this with a book that you have at home. It could be an actual book like the one that I read, or it could be a book on Raz-Kids that you have, or if you have a book from the library that you can use. Any book that you're reading, could be fiction or nonfiction, but make sure that you're asking questions before you start reading today, during your reading today, and after you're reading today. I'll see you tomorrow.